So you like a lot of things. Maybe you do a lot of things. You're a passionate creative with a lot of different interests, and there's a lot to you and a lot going on. But how do you encompass all that into one single brand identity? You don't want your brand identity to end up looking like a patchwork mess and be confusing and unclear because you're trying to say so much in one thing. So how do you actually create a clear and beautiful brand identity that can encompass everything and isn't going to be confusing? I'm Tabitha Emma, and I'm a brand design educator, and I help creatives go from vision to visuals so they can create a brand identity that attracts, connects and converts. So if you're one of those people that feel like you like so many things, you're really passionate creative, and you feel like it's really hard to try and encompass that and put it all into one brand identity, then you're going to enjoy today's video. So if you're a passionate creative that likes so many different things and you feel there's so many different facets to what you do and who you are, and you're thinking, how am I supposed to put that all into one brand identity? Well, you're going to enjoy today's video. Now, the problem that's happening here is that you're trying to communicate absolutely everything about your brand, about your creative style, about all the things that you do into one brand identity. And you're probably focusing on the wrong thing because you're trying to say everything about your style, everything about what you do. Where if you're a very passionate creative with a lot of different interests, you've got a lot of things going on, you should focus on what parts of your brand overlap, what things are consistent across the board with everything you do and everything you have to offer and everything about you, and use that to create your brand identity. Rather than trying to say all these different things, think about what things are actually consistent across the board and communicate that through your branding. You're probably focusing too much on expressing your creative style, which you feel is quite varied and there's a lot going on, rather than communicating what it is that is consistent about your brand. So when I talk about what's consistent across the board with your brand, it's things like, well, what is your brand? Why? Why do you do the things that you do? Why are you so passionate about it all? What is your brand story? What is the story of, how you created this brand, why you're doing what you do, how you're wanting to help others, the story of how you're changing other people's lives, that sort of thing. And also things like your brand mission, your brand positioning, how is this brand positioned? And your brand values. Your brand values are going to go across the board no matter how many different things you're doing, because you have certain values that are really important to you, and no matter what you do in your brand, you've always got those same values. So you can be expressing those sort of things in your branding rather than your creative style, which may vary up, or trying to communicate things about what you offer if you offer a lot of different things. So think about what you can communicate that goes across the board. That's why it's really important to get clear on the foundations of your brand rather than just simply focusing on creating a brand identity that focuses on your creative style. Think about the deeper message that you want to be sending. Who's your actual audience for this? So you might create a variety of different things, but it's for one particular audience. And you might have one particular purpose in mind if you want to help people with a particular area, and you just offer a lot of different things around that. Really think about what things are common with everything that you're offering and everything that you're doing and creating. Look for the common ground and then think about how you can communicate that into a brand. Now, that might mean that your brand identity is quite pared back and simple, and it communicates it in a more subtle way because you want your work to really shine and show off your style with your actual work, but the brand identity itself is a little bit more pared back and simple. This really shows that brand foundations are really pivotal when it comes to branding, because people try so hard to try and show off everything about who they are and what they do, and try and put in every style that they love into one thing. And that's why there's this tension with their branding, because they're like, well, but I love so many different styles and I want to say so many different things about myself, and how do I put that all into a brand? And that's why they end up a complete mess with it, because they're trying to communicate too much about their style rather than trying to communicate about the actual brand itself. So if you've been struggling with this, I hope that got you thinking. And if you'd like to download my free guide, the 5 things that you can do today to strengthen your brand and create raving fans, you'll find the link down in the description below, so you can download that and start really thinking about how you can create a stronger brand identity. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and it got you thinking more about how you can actually go about creating a brand identity if you love a lot of different things. And if you'd like to learn more about branding, graphic design and creativity, then be sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.